Hello and welcome to the Alexandra Wenman Show. I'm really excited to introduce you to my guest today. She's a dear friend of mine and she's come all the way to beautiful sunny London, rainy London from Ibiza. So Lucia Diamond, thank you for being with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Elle.
Oh,
Yay,
so
it's lovely to be here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited because Lou is just, well, where do we start? So knowledgeable about all things, but we're going to talk about healthy living inside and out today and how you can actually bring a little bit of that into your own life. But I just want to start with you about how you came to be on this path, what led you down this route, and the work that you're doing today, my darling.
Yeah, it's been a journey, as most things are. And I think initially I kind of went through my own awakening. I suppose you can call it an awakening. My eyes kind of got opened up to a whole new world. I used to be a TV presenter myself before I moved to Ibiza in the UK, and I started working for a show called Psychic TV. And that's when I kind of had a bit of a it's a whole new world. I was like a sponge. I was like, oh my God, how does this work? And how does this work? And la 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 la. So I kind of went through my own awakening. I started to practice Reiki. I've always been really, nurturing, I suppose. I've hated seeing people in pain and wanted to do something about it. I always knew that I wanted to do something good and to help. When people asked me when I was younger, what do you want to do? I was like, I just want to help people, help animals. That's always when I was 5, I had my first little charity. I think about 5 or 6, and it was called Save Animals Forever. And we literally had my friend's garden shed we took over. We had like a membership club. We made membership cards and laminated them. Aww. And we used to do how are we going to raise money? And we raised money for the donkey sanctuary, and we had like a little garage sale, and we used to collect all the snails and put like little nail varnish on the back so we knew all their names. We had a chart with their names.
Snails.
Yeah. So I've always been kind of I want to help and do something. I've had that kind of calling, but never really known what channel that was going to come from. So when I got into Reiki, it was like, okay, I can see people in pain, and this is something I can work with to take that pain away from people. And so I was really passionate about the healing side and got into that. And the awakening, I started to do a lot of psychic and spiritual development, which is actually how we met.
Yeah. So Lucia was running a psychic retreat back in Ibiza. Gosh, what? So we're talking.
It was 2011.
2011. Way back. And I had an amazing extra level of psychic awakening on that retreat, so that was amazing when you started doing the retreats.
Yes, and it was, and I thought that was the calling. Okay, I can help people, because I went on my own weekends, and it was just it wasn't enough. You get there, you kind of a bit weird at first, and then kind of getting around to new people and a new place, and from the travel. You have Saturday and it was and you get in the flow, and then it was all over on the Sunday. I was like, I'm not ready to go yet, back into the real world. And so I decided to take it to Ibiza with the psychics who I worked with on the television, and to do a whole week retreat in Ibiza, so people could be really immersed and really find themselves and discover their talents and really bring that out in a really nurturing and supporting way. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do, meant to facilitate. So I did that for quite a few years, and in the end I got into the logistics side more. The business side was running, that I was stuck in all that side and not helping people, and I wasn't.
That's it. I think that was the issue with those things, is that you were hosting other people to do their thing, but you were running the back end. Whereas I actually think you're meant to be more out in front because it's your essence, right? I think that's it. I think that's probably what a few of us have had to learn, really, because I was running the magazine at the time, and So from there, what happened?
Yeah, so that was a journey. So after that all came to a head, and I was like, okay, I need to rediscover myself, find myself where I need to be. Working with animals came through really strong. Around that time, I went on a kind of find yourself tour. Went to Australia, America. I didn't plan it; just ended up. It all kind of, these things flow. Working with animals came through really strongly, but I was still a bit kind of lost. I wasn't sure where I was going or what I was going to do next. And I trusted the universe. I was like, okay, universe, show me what I'm meant to be doing. Got a little bit disillusioned with Ibiza and the lifestyle there, because it was very, you get let down a lot by people. I was doing a lot of work and then getting let down, and people would say they would do things and they wouldn't do them, and I was getting a bit older, and I was like, I can't live this lifestyle forever. It's great when you're in your 20s and early 30s, but I was like, okay, what am I going to do, having that unpredictability and that no stability. And it's very seasonal, so you can have loads of work in the summer and then nothing in the winter, and you've got that scarcity mentality.
It's a bit of a bubble, isn't it?
It's a bubble,
its own sort of energy in itself.
Exactly, and it's that scarcity, and it was just like going for those winters, like you get to the end of the winter and you're literally like, oh, counting your pennies, and it was like, okay, I don't want to be in that energy forever. I want to, I know that I'm meant for greatness. I know that I've got a lot to give the world, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I decided to move back to the UK for a little while. So my fiance as well, his work was here, so I said, okay, let's go back there for a couple of years and see where that takes us. I'll get a normal job. I never had a normal job.
Normal for you, Lou.
Never had a normal job. And again, everything happens for a reason. I needed to have that experience to come out of that and go, okay, I definitely know what I don't want
to do. Exactly.
And it was actually, so it was an event, I've been doing events a lot, obviously running the retreats and things like that, so it found me an event manager, and it was for a restaurant that was predominantly a meat restaurant. And I was vegetarian at the time. I had been for quite a long time, and so that really was like, okay, I know that I need to be, and that corporate environment was something that I'd never been in, and I was a bit like, okay, it's just very soulless. Nothing was empowering, nothing was supporting, nothing was encouraging. So I was like, I need to be in an environment where people support each other, where you're inspired, where you can be yourself. Like, I used to have my notebook. My mum bought it for me, and it was like you could actually take the cover off it, and it was little cats dressed as mermaids. And I used to be a professional mermaid. That's a whole nother story as well. Fire-eating mermaid, as I do. My random jobs in Ibiza, and I had to take it off for work. So I was like, I can't go into work with this like cats dressed as mermaid notebook. It's just not the corporate thing. And that's when I kind of knew, this wasn't meant to be. And I remember actually going. This is one of my little things that I always say now. I went to, I think it was TK Maxx or something like that, because I needed some office shoes because I didn't have anything. I lived in Ibiza in flip-flops, so I was like, I need office shoes, and I just couldn't find any. But I did find these like sparkly mermaid Converse, and those amazing shoes you've ever seen.
That's a sign from the universe.
I went out, and the only thing was like, no, you're meant to be in sparkly mermaid shoes. You're not meant to be in like black corporate shoes. So the little signs were there, and I felt it, that I wasn't meant to be doing this, so I was like, okay, universe, what am I meant to be doing? And it really helped me align, and I actually wrote a letter to the universe, and I said to the universe, okay, I've reached the point.
We did that on your retreat, remember? That's one of the best things we did.
I did. I manifested my fiance like that, write a letter to the universe. And so yeah, it's just like, okay, I want to do something that's giving back. I know I want to help the planet in some way. I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to have fun. I want to have freedom. I don't want to be stuck. That was the thing. The corporate job really stuck to me. I was commuting for an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. You were there the whole day, like 9 a.m. till 9 o'clock at night.
It's like being a slave to the desk, isn't it?
It's
really
horrible. Is. And then by the time you finished on the weekend, you were exhausted. So Saturday, you just kind of caught up with sleep, and then you were just like, okay, you couldn't do anything really, because you were just like, I was just exhausted. And then Sunday, you'd have to get ready for the week again.
It's so good though, because it's like you've had an inside view of it. I don't know how you did it after being your own boss and being self-employed for so long, and then you're going into that, because I came from that and then went self-employed, but then I had to go back into it as well. It's almost like being an undercover light worker, isn't it?
It is, but I think I needed to go into that to know exactly what I didn't want. Totally. And also for me, I was like, I embraced the opportunity. I was like, okay, I'm going to embrace this and see what I can do, because a lot of the events and stuff I worked on, there was no budget. And I was always kind of scraping by. I had these big ideas of things I wanted to do, but I could never make them happen properly, because it was always like, we can just do that, or we can maybe do this. So it's like, okay, what can I actually do when I have a big budget, when I can do these things, like let my mind completely go. And I love the event side of it, the actual job itself. There was a lot of it that I absolutely adored about the job. And there was a lot of it, that environment, that was like, okay, this isn't me. I'm not being myself. I'm not being true. I'm not being authentic. I want something where I can fully be myself, be authentic, help people, help the world. And also my health wasn't great at the time. My friends who know me, I've literally got photos of me. If I'm in a kitchen, people would take a photo. They were like, oh my God, Lou's in the kitchen, like, ah. Like if I literally am boiling an egg, Mark's like, oh God, my fiance, like, okay, I remember cooking potatoes once, to do mashed potatoes, and I left the skins on, and I said to my mate, do you want me to take the skins off?
Oh, that's like, okay, no, that's smash.
Yeah, okay. They were like, I'm trying to pick them out of the bowls. I was useless, like, I never cooked for myself. I didn't know how to do anything. I'd literally live off processed food, live off sandwiches and junk food a lot of the time. I don't know how I'm still alive. Like, from my 20s, I just say crap. Like, I really had no knowledge, no awareness at all. But I knew my body felt very sluggish. My energy was very low. And I was like, I need some help. I need to get my health on track as well. I just hit 35, and I think I had that kind of realisation. I'd been on the contraception pill for years, and I'd been a smoker. I went back to get the pill, and they're like, we can't give it to you. And it was like that. Oh, okay, I'm 35, I've been a smoker, I need to look after my health, I need to make some serious changes.
So they actually
in my
said
life.
they wouldn't do it. That's quite good.
Well, I had to change the one that I was on, and I was like, I don't want to keep putting, I don't know what, I'm like a guinea pig, I don't know what these hormones are doing to me. I'm putting all this synthetic stuff into my body. I'm going to not take anything. So it was a bit of a wake-up call, I think, and that was the same time that I was doing this job, and it was like, okay, universe, what next? Like, what is this grand plan you've got for me? Because I'm ready. And then I come across a friend of mine who actually worked together in TV 10 years ago, just before I started working on Psychic TV. And you get those signs, and I hadn't noticed her for years. And suddenly she was like flashing at me on Facebook, and I was just like, what's she doing? She looks really happy. She's surrounded by all these, like, just you have a Facebook stalk on people, and it's like she's just going to these amazing events, everyone, like big groups of people all looking really happy, doing charity work, travelling around. Like, what is she doing? What has she done differently in 10 years that we used to work together that I haven't done, and can I do what you do? So I got in touch with her. She told me about her business, which is a business called Arbonne. So it's a social marketing, the actual business model, which I didn't know anything about. But when she just told me about it, I was like, oh my god, yes. You feel again that gut, something just went off, and it was like ding 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 ding.
What
oh my
you're
god!
meant to be doing.
And I was like, great. So I get to help people, help the environment, help animals, help myself, be my own boss, travel, but be part of a really big team of people. All the things I basically listed.
It's all in the one.
All of it was in this one little box, and I also got to sort my own health out in the process of it too, which I thought that was something in my personal life, not in my professional life. I never even thought about doing anything like that. So that's where my transformational journey started, when I started to go down the rabbit hole. So I've been down the rabbit hole with kind of spirituality, corporations, governments, that whole kind of
Yes, we know about the
rabbit hole. I've been down that
rabbit hole features prevalently on this show.
Yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole, and I felt frustrated in a way, because you powerless, because I'm like, how can I help make a difference in this? And I thought doing the retreats was one way to wake people up, to help people with their own awakening. So when this kind of came along, now I know that this is my way in a mainstream way. So what Arbonne actually is, it's a health, wellness and beauty company. So the philosophy of the company is pure, safe and beneficial. So it's everything that we use in our daily life. From we wake up in the morning, we'll brush our teeth, so we use toothpaste, we'll use deodorant, we'll use shampoo, body wash, like the amount of products we use on a daily basis.
It's basically half the time it's like picking up a tub of chemicals and just dumping it on yourself, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really?
And it's having that knowledge. So that's what it is. And then also the nutrition side. So it's nutrition products. So everything from doing a full body reset to working with probiotics to working with supplements, superfood powders. It's like 450 products. So it's a product-based company, but what comes with that, people are like, oh, it's a nice lipstick business, but what the message behind the products is what got me excited, because I started to look into it, and it's educating people about what we're using in our day-to-day life, one with our own health. So I'm hugely passionate now. My own health has been completely transformed. My fiance's, we do a 30-day reset plan. And that
let's tell people what this is, because this is really interesting, because it's not, we were talking about it before, because when I saw that Lou was doing this and posting about it online and everything, I was like, oh, is it like a detox? It's not a detox, is it? It's an entire education system, really, isn't it?
So it's actually called 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyond.
Wow.
And it switches, because this is the thing, a lot of people might do a diet or they might do a detox. I've done a 7-day cleanse before and I felt great. As soon as it finishes, you're back to how you were again. There's no education, there's no reprogramming in the mind.
Or longevity behind
it. I think it's education. Knowledge is power. When we understand what these certain foods or our habits, and it's programming, like everything in life. We've been programmed, conditioned. This is what we were taught. And there's a really good quote, I can't remember what book it's in. I think it was Secret Mind of a Millionaire. And he says to his wife, why did you cut the end off the ham? And she's like, oh, because my mum did it. And we'll go to the mum, why did you cut the end off the ham before you put it into the oven to cook it? Oh, my mum used to do it. So they go to the nan and she's like, oh, I had a small pan and it wouldn't fit in the pan. Do you know what I mean? So it's that conditioning that we've had.
And not asking questions.
Yeah, we just do as we see, So that conditioning, what we eat, what our family would eat, what we grew up with, and what you see on the adverts. You go to the supermarkets and it's just that, oh, you buy that and it's in a packet and you do this. It's that programming. It's just normal. We go in, we'll get this, and it's that you don't think, you don't have an awareness. Like when you go to I used to shop in Boots, especially when I went to Ibiza. I'd come back and I'd be like, oh my god, Boots, yay, I've got 2 for 1, 2 for 1. So I just go in and buy whatever was on offer on 2 for 1. I think, oh, that looks nice, I'll get that and get that. And I had no awareness. I never gave it a second thought, what am I actually using, what am I putting into my body? So when I first joined the company, I heard about all of this and I was like, okay, I'm in. Don't really know anything about it, but I'm in, let's go for it. And my mentor said to me, okay, do the 30-day plan, the 30-day healthy living plan, and that's a really good place to start, because you'll help understand it.
You know the whole
you need to do it.
You
need to do it to help other people. Like, great, I'm in. So me and my fiance did it together, and it just, I think 20 days into it, we decided to go vegan.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just revolutionised. Like, I now host dinner parties. Like, my friends are like nervous when I go to their house for dinner, because I host these amazing dinner parties, and I couldn't even boil an egg before. That's what it's taught me, but it's given me a passion. I never had a passion for food. I just ate what was there, I loved eating food, but I didn't have any idea. Like, if you said to me, go make that in the kitchen, I'd be like,
wouldn't know.
Make a sandwich or just pasta with a sauce in it. If you said to me, make a sauce from scratch, I wouldn't have any idea.
Wow.
So for me, and that's the 30 days, it's not just a 30-day program. The knowledge you gain lasts a lifetime. You can't go back once you know it. So part of the plan, the main thing is we eliminate certain foods, so anything that could be allergenic, anything that your body can't naturally process, because what will happen is we're having gluten, we're having dairy, we're having caffeine, sugars,
this is the
processed
thing,
foods.
Even by doing that, you are becoming your own healer. You totally are taking back control of when you take back control of what's going into your body. You're literally starting your healing process, aren't you?
Exactly. And so when we're eating these foods, your body's so clever, your body can fix itself. So your body's working, all of its energy is going to break down the food that you're eating, and it's like working away. So any underlying issues, it never has time to fix it. There's only so many hours in a day, and your body takes so long to digest that food and process it. This is why intermediate fasting's become really popular, because you're putting nothing in your body goes, oh, I can heal myself. Do you know what I mean? But you're starving yourself as well. So it's there's ways to, it's a whole other topic in itself. But these things, stopping putting these allergenic foods into your body, and some of them might not be allergenic, but what we do is we find that out during the plan.
We're trying to figure out which one.
We're trying to figure it out, but we just give your body a break. And we use a bathtub analogy. So if you've got a bathtub and you've got a natural filter, you keep the tap on and it overflows, it will filter itself out. But if you constantly keep that tap on, it won't be able to filter itself out eventually, and then it starts to overflow, and then you start to see the symptoms. So that's when you'll go to the doctor and like, oh, I've got a really bad gut, or I've got this, or this is happening, or I've got these conditions, or the doctor will go, here, have a pill, and you're just mopping up the water around it. You're not. So what we do is we stop the tap. We stop the tap, everything that you're putting into your body that could be, causing these issues, and then your body goes, and it can naturally drain everything out.
Wow.
So we're helping the body, we're assisting it. So it is, again, that way your body starts to release toxins, so we're helping your body to naturally process them out. So we do that through a herbal tea, dandelion root. It's one of the main ingredients in that, dandelion root.
It's tasty too, dandelion root.
It is, it's amazing. It was really powerful. There's a lot of research going into that with a link. We're helping with cancer patients as well with dandelion root. It's really, again, everything comes from the earth. It's all botanically based, the company. So it's all
grounding
stuff
as well.
The nature gives us what we need. We help to eliminate that. We help to support the kidney, the liver. That's one way, and then we support it with fibre as well. So soluble, insoluble fibre helps the toxins. It's basically like a little sponge, so the toxins will stick to that, and it will get pushed through you. So you're eliminating through your stools and through your urine, and that your body naturally flushes it out. You're drinking lots of water as well, so it's also helping to flush that out as well. So that's one element to what we do. There's a lot of different elements that work with this as well. That's why people say, is it a detox? It's not a detox. It's you're helping your body release what's stuck in there that needs to come out. And this is,
but you're putting good stuff back
in.
So
and people lose weight on it, generally about a stone. But it's not a weight loss. I can't never stress this enough. It's not a weight loss program. But what happens is a lot of the weight that we carry is toxins. When we have it all on the tops of our legs and cellulite, your body, what it does is there's toxins in your body. It will store them in fat cells. Because it doesn't know where to put them. It can't eliminate them quick enough, so it will start to store them in fat cells, and that's why we get bigger around here.
Especially around the middle.
Especially around the middle, that's where you hold on to the toxins. So the byproduct of the plan is weight loss. A lot of people come into it like, I just want to lose weight, and I'm like, but then they come in for that, and then they get a whole new re-education. The other part is we're cutting out acidic foods and drinks, and then we start to bring in a superfood powder that alkalizes the body. So it helps to keep the pH balance right in your body. And then the other part is gut health, which is my favourite topic.
Yes, it all starts in the gut.
All starts with the gut. It really, really does. And there's a link between mental health and the gut, food allergies, and you see kids now with so many food allergies, and it's why are kids, people got all these, the kids have got these. That's my other thing that gets me a bit like,
the gut is so much more multi-layered than we know. I mean, if we think about it from an energetic perspective, it's our emotional body. That's where we most of us store our emotions. But then that's where your food is going, your nutrition, your nourishment, everything. There's it really is another brain.
It works like a symphony. It's like a big orchestra. If one bit of it is slightly out, like you imagine a big orchestra. If one person's been out of tune, then the whole thing doesn't work. So it's so important. It really, really is. And so we work with the gut health is a really big part of what we do, and that's what has an effect on people's mental health. Like people who do the plan, they're like, oh my god, I feel like this cloud's been lifted from my head. They can sleep better.
Because anything insomnia, like candida and parasites and all kinds of things would be pushed out of your system, wouldn't they, by doing it?
Exactly. And so this is something else that I've learned from it. So we have there's a product that we use called Digestion Plus, which is a spore probiotic. So if you're thinking if anyone takes probiotics, it's looking to spore probiotics. It's called this one we take is Bacillus coagulon. This has been like, I had no idea about this before. It blows my mind. So I'd taken probiotics in the past. You know, you take antibiotics and the doctor goes, take some probiotics because antibiotics kill all bacteria, good and bad, doesn't discriminate. So we take a probiotic. So a live probiotic, if they're very good quality, they won't even survive the manufacturing process because they're live. And then they don't survive your stomach acid. They get killed by your stomach acid. They also have to pass through your stomach.
So what we're taking them for?
Exactly. That's why they have to have so many millions in them. You're like, why's it got like millions and millions of the bacteria in them just to try? It's like a limit process to try and get any of them to actually do their job is so like hard. And then what happens, I work in cartoon world because I read all this scientific stuff and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not a scientist. I'm visual. So I'm really visual. So this is how I kind of visualize it. So the ones that maybe 10-20% might survive, like the lucky ones that survive, and then they've got to work their way to the small intestine where they need to go to repopulate the gut microbe system. So they'll get to the gateway, say it's like a club, and you've got the bouncer at the door, and then you've got all these like kind of gangster, all like the rude boys down there, or like where the bad bacteria is hanging out, or like the nasties, and then you've got this
bullied by the bad bacteria,
and you've got this like good bacteria going hi, like little like rainbow swimming shorts, like hi guys, tap dancing all the way in, like I'm here to kill you all, and take over, and they're just like no, you're not allowed it, and they get shunned out and they get killed. Especially if you've got any antibiotics in your system still. So antibiotics can last up to 2 years in your system. And the other thing people don't realise, if they're eating dairy or digesting dairy, drinking dairy, eating dairy or meat, in a lot of the food system now, the animals and the fish are fed, if it's farm fish as well, are fed antibiotics.
Yes, they are.
So,
and hormones
and the hormones in them. So all of that is being digested into the gut, which is why you might not have taken antibiotics yourself, but you're ingesting them through your food and what you're eating.
That's frightening, isn't it? Any wonder antibiotics and stopping working.
And they say there's something, I can't remember the exact statistics, like 85% of antibiotics worldwide are fed to livestock. And that's why we're becoming immune and resistant to these antibiotics. So if you imagine your gut, so your bad bacteria and a proper party down there, they're like woohoo, taking over.
Simple maths, isn't it? We put it into our food, we eat our food. Do they think it's going to magically go away?
So now that and your immune system is affected by it as well. So there's more disease than ever. There's more mental health than ever. People are tired. They're fatigued. All these symptoms that come from your bad gut. Your immune system, everything comes from down there, and it's an epidemic. Like I think if we fix our gut as a nation, as a world, like a lot of it would make the world a better place. It's very simple. So that's why I'm really passionate about gut health now. I'm on like a little gut health army.
It's amazing, because you see the rise of cholesterol and diabetes and all these conditions that the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors will prescribe a pill for, and then they expect you to stay on the pill for the rest of your life. I mean, what kind of a cure is that?
You're not treating the cause, exactly.
It's a band-aid solution, isn't it?
Exactly. So for the good bacteria to get down there and do their job is very difficult. So a spore probiotic is like, it's like my little superhero. So it's got like a DNA shell around it. So it's like a Trojan horse. Wow. So it's actually dormant. So it doesn't become active until it gets to where it needs to go to. Wow. So it survive 100% of the manufacturing process, 100% of your stomach acid, And then when it gets down there, it's like the cool guy. So it's like, yeah, you know, I'm here to hang out, guys. Like, join the party. And they're like, yeah, come in, mate. Like, party on. Welcome him in. And then he's like, dun, dun, dun,
superhero costume.
Superhero. Like, and because it's the strength that it is, it's able to actually withstand antibiotics and any viruses as well. So there's a whole research into this. It's quite not new, but it's like, again, I'm not an expert, so if you might be out there, you know something different.
Seriously,
I'm self-taught. I've done a lot of my own research and the stuff that I've got through my company, but I've gone out and studied this myself as well.
Research.
But I'm not medically trained. I want to kind of say that. I'm not saying this is you're not going to take this, it's going to cure you, because I'm not saying that at all. But this is
but you've tried and tested.
This is just what I found, and what there's a lot of different spore probiotics out there that people can take. This is just something that I personally use that I can endorse myself, and it's a combination of different things. You also need, so prebiotics are really important as well, because if you take probiotics, you don't take the prebiotics. Prebiotics are food, so they feed the probiotics so that they can actually grow, they multiply, and then also enzymes we need in our body. If we don't have the right digestive enzymes, we haven't got all this healthy food, but if you haven't got the right enzymes, it can't break it down to nutrients.
Digest it, can you?
Exactly. And your gut is where your body takes the nutrients and puts them to where they need to go, which is why a lot of us are so nutrient deficient.
This is the thing too that we were talking about earlier, is how holistic this approach is, because it looks at each person as an individual, right? So by eliminating all kinds of allergens, and then reintroducing certain foods back in, you can tell what the individual what suits the individual gut needs, I guess, because we're all different. It's not going to be a one size fits all solution.
Exactly. And it depends on how deep rooted it is as well. Like leaky gut is, that's the symptoms can be so many different things, and people like arthritis is one of the symptoms as well, when it's inflammation. So what we do on the plan is we're eliminating inflammation, and all foods that could be inflammation as well, that helps your body to repair itself. So it's another big part of what we're doing, is cutting out that inflammation as well, and getting to the root source and treating, letting your body do its thing. Your body's so clever, and we can get all the things we do on the plan, you can get from food as well, but in our modern life, trying to get that amount of whole foods and nutrients into our day-to-day life isn't realistic. So we're just helping it with these different products and different supplements along the way. And then we also teach people how to cook for themselves, how to have whole foods, what different foods mean, how you interact with these different foods, recipes, and it's education, I think, and doing it over 30 days reprograms the mind. It sets up new habits. There's 21 to 28
After
days.
21 days,
So doing it over 30 days, like the first week people hate me. They're like, Lucia, like what am I?
What have you done to me?
And then like day 5, day 6, like, oh my god, I'm like a new person. Oh my god, I can think, I can sleep, my energy's higher. Like people who've been badly constipated or had diarrhea for years, really bad bowel movements, everything's moving again, or they're, I was speaking to a client of mine recently, and they said before I had to plan my days where I had to go, because I'd need the toilet like that, and it would come on so bad I couldn't go to certain places. I had to plan if I was going to be close to a toilet, and after doing the 30 days,
that's no way to live.
After 30 days they're like, it's never happened again. They only did the 30 days. Some people continue and do it a bit longer, or what we teach afterwards, like you said, we start to reintroduce food one at a time, so that way we really start to pinpoint what it is that's been causing these issues, or that your body might naturally not like. And some things, I talked to a client the other day, and I was saying some foods, like even like aubergines and tomatoes, the nightshade family, can affect you. People are like, I'm really healthy, I'm having all these vegetables and all these fruits, and there might be something in there that could be wrong for you. Kidney beans make you bloat, and you can, so everyone is so unique and reacts in a different way. So we treat individual cases, and we say people consult with their doctors as well if they've got underlying issues going on, or things like that as well. This is just a guide, and we monitor people along the way. So they have a one-to-one coach with myself or someone else on the team, and then there's a big Facebook support group that people join internationally. I've had the pleasure of hosting that myself as well, and that's where we drip feed the information daily. And it's a support group. It's safety in numbers. People are doing it together. They're sharing their recipes, their wins, and oh my god, I've just made this for the first time. It tastes amazing. Oh my god, I feel great. And all these, if they're not feeling great that day, then we all cheer them and pick them up. Especially if you're coming off caffeine and sugar for a long time, the headaches you can get from the withdrawal symptoms,
it's
really bad. So
I've been there.
Exactly. So we have a product called Energy Fizz Sticks, which is a green tea, ginseng, guarana, and it's like a natural form of a cup of coffee. So when people get that slump, it picks them back up again, and it helps with the withdrawal symptoms as well. We're not leaving people on their own. It's like a whole program.
It's usually only a couple of days though, isn't it? The withdrawals.
Yeah. It depends. And if people are really hardcore, like you don't cut it out instantly either. Some people are like, I've had 10 cups a day. I'm like, okay, well, let's cut you down to 5, and then we'll cut you down to 3. And
10 a day, Jesus.
Yeah, but a lot of it's habit as well. It's just, you know, I in Spain I could do that before. I got into really bad coffee habits. That was one of my little addictions. But basically this is how it all started. So I was like, okay, I'll do this thing, try it. And for me and my fiance, it just changed our lives. It was incredible. So then I was just like, oh my god, everyone needs to know about this. And then like my mum's got fibromyalgia. It really helped my mum.
Wow.
My fiance's mum's 74. She had really bad diverticulitis and was just so much pain constantly. And she was like a different person by the end of it.
Have you seen people with does it rebalance hormones and things like that as well?
It can do, yeah. I mean, it depends on where people are and what's going on, what the underlying issues are,
how deeply into it,
how deeply it is within it as well. Yeah. So it all works on that. But yeah, it blows my mind. And the results every time. I've got a really lovely client of mine in America at the moment, and she was really overweight and it was affecting her lifestyle. You know, you can't go to certain places, you can't walk here, you can't. You know, it's a big thing. Your overall health is your well-being, is your life. What people can do. And she said, I've tried everything over the years. I've tried everything. And she's actually quite healthy. She does yoga a lot. She thought she was eating well, and you know, in the 30 days, she's like, after I think it was about 6-7 days, she was like, I'm just like a different person. I can't believe the results. People with really bad skin conditions, eczema, completely cleared up within days.
Wow.
So since then I've kind of gone on to share this with people, done my own research, really kind of immersed myself in this, and just passionate about sharing just little tips with people, just like things they can take away. They don't have to do the full 30 days, you know, they can just take away little bits of it. I can work with someone with their gut health, or give them little tips, and they go, oh, I'm suffering with this at the moment. I'll be like, maybe just try switching from this to this, or you know, obviously vegan is something, and plant-based is something I'm really passionate about now as well. The more I educate myself about the dairy and the meat industry, and you know, the effect it's having on our health, especially the mainstream industry, you know, with pork.
The mainstream, it's scary.
Yeah,
isn't it?
with factory farming, and it's really scary. Like I said, the antibiotics and the hormones and the things that they're putting into these animals that people are ingesting. And a lot of it's in pork, because in pork there's the bacteria that lives in pork. This is why you can't feed it to animals. You won't see dog or cat food with pork. There's never had pork flavour.
But they'll feed it to us.
They'll feed it to us. Yeah. And this is why, you know, you've got to be really careful. Barbecues, and people are cooking sausages. If they're not cooked right, you can get really sick off them. But because of this bacteria, the pork goes off very quickly. So for them to have a shelf life and to keep it to sell it in the supermarkets and to look all pink and lovely without it rotting, because it rots so quickly, they inject it with so many preservatives, sodium nitrates, and just really nasty stuff. And that's why processed ham is the worst. Like if there's one thing like to take away, just look like processed ham and pork. If you can just cut that out of your diet or reduce it, you know, long time, it's so carcinogenic. It really, really is. And processed meat is so carcinogenic for our health. And people are feeding to their children. Children love ham sandwiches. You know, you do. That's what you do. I have ham sandwiches. You know, you think, you know, it's normal. You think it's safe. You're giving that to your children, and you know, and that's what gets me is the stuff that we're feeding to our kids, and people aren't educated. They trust the system, and the system isn't right. It's outdated. The information's outdated. It's like years ago they thought smoking was healthy. Smoking was good for you.
I know.
You know, and it's like that. We will look back on these times and go, oh my God, what were we doing? What were they doing?
It's just the lack of knowledge.
It's the lack of knowledge, lack of education, but there's also obviously that there's a big industry involved in this as well.
There certainly is.
You know, so the change isn't going to come from above, because it's, you know, there's a lot of money to be made. There's a huge industry.
The links of it, right? It's well, we're going to go into a bit of a rabbit hole, but it's true, right? You know, keep our food and our products full of chemicals, which keeps us ill, which means that we get ill, which means that we have to go to a doctor, which means they have to prescribe medicine, which goes into a big corporation or big pharma. So all the money's getting put back into that system, getting put back into these processed food companies. It's all big corporate giants, isn't it? That are making money off people being ill.
And I think also people's energy as well. So many people are just tired. This is one thing I find when people start to change their health. And for me, I was like, oh my God, I was like a different person. I was like, this is actually how healthy feels. You know, I'd never felt that in my entire life.
Wow.
And I think it dumbs people down, because you're not vibrant, you're not healthy, you're not full of energy and wanting to live life and go through these things. You're tired, you've got aches, you've got pain, you're just like, oh, I just want to sit and watch TV and do nothing. And that's, you know, that's very good, convenient, let's say, for people to be in that state a lot of the time. So people are like, oh my God, I've got this new energy, I don't know what to do with myself, I want to go out and do this and see the world, and you know, and it inspires you. And we can get everything from plants is you know, it's incredible. So I'm really passionate about raising awareness about what goes into our food and helping people make those little changes. Some people aren't ready for change, but little steps, just switching maybe from having milk in their tea every day to having plant-based milk. Little switches like that,
Totally.
And with organic food, so I always say to my clients as well, in an ideal world, we'd all be able to eat organic all the time, and it'd be great, but a lot of people can't afford that, and it's not always readily available. So by rule of thumb, I say to people, so it's all going to be absorbed, the heavy metals or the chemicals are going to be absorbed through the skin. So for example, an avocado has got a thick skin and you don't eat the skin, where say a strawberry, it's got a really thin skin and you eat the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? So if you're going to make, those little, when you're doing your shopping, just those little changes. So go for, if you can afford one, get organic strawberries and maybe not organic avocados. Do you know what I mean? Those little switches, so you can just obviously work to your own budget.
That's a good way of looking at it too.
Because it's hard to switch, and just those little, there's the compound effect. If even like I say, people like just maybe each week make one small change, and then introduce something else the next week, something else the next week. And even just like Epsom salt baths.
I love them. Live on them.
Draw out the toxins from your body and put the magnesium back. We're very deficient in magnesium, and a lot of our health things can come from magnesium deficiencies. So it's all little switches like that you can make, and that's something people can do simply. They might not have to do a whole 30-day body reset, but they can just make little healthy changes in their lifestyle.
It's not expensive, is it? To have, little changes like that.
But I think as well, your health is the biggest investment you can make. People are like, well, that's a bit expensive. I'm like, it works out when we do the full plan. It's about £7 a day, and that's 2 meals, your drinks, everything included. People will go to Starbucks and buy a coffee and a sandwich and it's £7.
Well, it saves you then having to buy like expensive medications down the road, right?
But it's also the time of work. I'm like, how much time have you taken off for being sick? How much time are you wasting for the energy that you don't have to go and do the work that you could be doing?
That's true.
Your health is your biggest investment. It really is. And like just your longevity. I think a lot of people wait. This is when like I said, with the healing that I used to do, I used to help people when they got sick with the Reiki and the healing. But this is preventing. Like we can prevent getting sick. Don't wait until something happens and you go, oh God, you reach that tipping balance when you get ill. Let's do something now while you have that power. These are all choices. One thing we can't, there's a really great quote that I love, is like, I can't control everything in my life, but I can control what I put in my body. That's the one power. And where there's a few documentaries I really recommend. One is called What the Health, it's on Netflix, and another one is called The C Word, and they'll blow your mind. And the knowledge that you get on those kind of documentaries, and what they're saying is when people are ingesting these things every single day and you're making those little choices that you can make along the way will have a huge impact on your life. And the control we can take back. We can't change the world as a whole. Like I can't change the system. I can't change the supermarkets and these meat companies, what they're giving the animals, but I can vote with my money and go, actually I'm not going to be part of that system.
That is so true. We can take back our power.
That's how I've taken back my power. When I watched What the Health, I was like, actually me going vegan has taken back my power. I'm not going to support this anymore. I'm not saying that I'm going to be part of this in any way, shape or form. And supporting local businesses, supporting organic farms and things like that is taken back. We're showing people change, and that's why the vegan movement's huge now. The supermarkets, the mainstream's listening because they're like, okay, supply and demand. If they people can do that. If the supply's there, people will keep doing it. But the only way we can take back our power, they say one person can't change the world, but together if everybody changed their ways, then we could. It's people power. So
that is so true. And I was really shocked recently because, I still eat meat, but I do cut it out as and when I can. And when I eat out, I will go to like vegan restaurants and places like that as well. And I do make kind of conscious choices. I don't eat dairy. But I was really surprised recently because I always thought things like vegan cheese were going to be disgusting. And actually recently I've had the most amazing vegan hamburger at a vegan restaurant in London. I can't remember what the name of the restaurant is, but it was amazing. And I've had the most incredible vegan cheese, which it tasted like Gouda. It was so good. So I'm really, they are actually coming up with better and better foods and recipes that, you can't really tell the difference. So
I would not have liked to have been a vegan 20 years ago.
No, but
it's like fair play, like hats off to the vegan 20 years ago. But no.
Vegan bacon. I had vegan bacon recently.
Vegan everything. It's crazy.
Exactly, probably better than the actual thing. And then you feel healthier. You don't feel that sluggish heaviness that you feel after eating meat.
So a lot of it is, I would say there's a lot of like, and I'm bad at this because before, like I said, I was a junk food queen before I kind of knew what I was doing. I still love my burgers, and I still I like that element. I teach 80-20 principle. I think if we're too like 100% all the time, your body craves these things. So I teach 80-20. So like say Monday to Friday, I'll be very on plan. So I'll stick to not cutting out the allergenic foods. I'll have my protein shakes. I'll always have my protein shakes anyway, and the probiotics. But then the weekend I'll go and have a couple glasses of wine. I might have a coffee. You know, so you have that balance. And you know, I think balance is key in life. You know,
you've got to have enjoyment too.
We do. I mean, I do the plan myself twice a year. I'll do it at the start of the summer and one at the end of the summer. It's like an MOT for the body, my reset, and then the rest of the time I stick to 80-20. Some weeks I'll be 60-40, you know, I'll be completely, go a bit wild. Other weeks I'll be 100% on it, you know, seeing how I feel. But I notice the difference. I really notice your body feels it and it craves it. You're like, oh, help me again, you know. But you can be junk food vegan. The stuff that's out there, there's a lot of processed vegan stuff now as well. But some of it's amazing. I'm obsessed with falafels.
I love falafel.
Just, oh my god, falafels are great. But some like cheese. If you want to try vegan cheese, I actually want to do a little video and do a taste test with people.
You know, you should. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No,
you should do that, because these tips are really. I think these tips would really help people. You know, maybe you could do brand reviews on some of these foods and things, and because people need to know where to go to look for this stuff. Because I always think, you know, if you're going to go vegan, where can you get the food? And it's a lot more time consuming trying to come up with recipes, and you've got to be a lot more creative, and you need to have the kind of time. You need to make the time really to do it. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that has, you know, one of the biggest things that has stopped people doing it.
Yeah, definitely. You know? I think for me, I just thought it was a bit dramatic. Before I was vegan,
that's a bit extreme.
It's a bit extreme, isn't it? It's a bit dramatic. It's a bit extreme, and then just that education side. It's like something switched in my mind, and I think the 30-day plan definitely helped that. It was like something switches in your brain, and you're like, oh, actually, this is how it can be. It's not hard at all. It's actually, I eat better. I'm more passionate about food. I'm more excited about food than I ever have been. Which is just incredible. And then when I did get nearly 2 years ago, it was 2 years in October, when I went vegan. That's when I started to look into products as well, because then I was like, someone was like, oh, that lipstick's not vegan. I was like, what are you on about? How can a lipstick not be vegan?
There's so much has got gelatin and things in it.
The red lipsticks, they crush, because I love my red lipsticks, they crush beetles, they use sheep linings in the stomach, all these products, and that's when I went down the other rabbit hole.
You don't know, do you?
The other rabbit hole was the chemicals that they put into these products. So many nasty chemicals, and again, a lot of them are carcinogenic. Parabens is quite a big buzzword people are talking about at the moment as well. So there's two sides to kind of my passion. There's the nutrition side and what we're putting in our body, but also what we're putting on our body, because we can be eating really healthy, like but then you're going to go and put on like moisturizer. Your skin's your largest organ, so you're absorbing it for your skin, you're washing your hair with it, you're putting it on your deodorants. You know, there's a study that they found with women with breast cancer. It was like, I think most of the tumours they found parabens in. You know, these things, like, there's nothing's a coincidence. You know, every part we're getting bombarded with constantly, what we're eating, our air that we're breathing. There's so many toxins around now, and our bodies aren't designed. They're very clever and they can eliminate toxins, but when it's constantly every day, all day, your body's like, I
think it's good to know the right products too, because I use deodorant with no aluminium and no toxins in it, no heavy metals. I use toothpaste without fluoride, because that can calcify your pineal gland as well.
People don't know this. There's so many people. I'm like, let me have a look at your deodorant. It's got the first ingredient, aluminium. They're like, oh, what does that do? I'm just like, it's heavy metal.
I think
this is
it's
where we sweat out.
Ones that do work well. That was the biggest thing for me, because some of the deodorants out there don't actually work, and then you feel really smelly, and I don't want to smell like a stinky hippie. I'm sorry.
When this is one tip that I give my clients, especially if you've gone from a very chemical based deodorant, when you first start to use one that doesn't have the chemicals in it, won't work very well, because you need to detox, because all those chemicals are blocking all your pores, and they build up. So you need to use a scrub and detox for a couple of weeks before you can actually get in and actually start to work with a more natural deodorant.
I find the salt ones, the salt ones are really good. There's a liquid, I can't remember what the brand
bicarb
is.
Ones are really good
bicarb
as well.
Salt. I've got a beautiful one that's it's liquid, but it's made from pure salt, and it's got rose oil in it, and it works all day. It's totally different. Well, unless I stink now, I think I'm alright.
With mine, I wash it regularly throughout the day as well, because they don't have that hold that you're going to get with a chemical one. They just won't, a lot of them. So you just need to apply it more regularly.
Just reapply.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just those little switches that, just educating people, and people don't have that knowledge isn't readily available. So it's just that those little switches that people can make, what they're putting in their body, what they're putting on their body, will help them long term to just have a healthier life and to impart that information. As for me, the knock-on effect it's had on my family, from my sister to my mum to my fiance's mum to his kids, everyone now in my life is healthier because of it.
Amazing.
And now I get to do that. That's my job. I get to help people with that. It's really rewarding.
So in terms of specifically, I guess, the 30-day plan, because that feels like a great starting point for people to reset their lives and take back that control. Yeah. What sort of cost is involved in the 30-day plan?
For the full plan, it works out, again, it depends on, there's different offers on different times and different places. Yeah. So they can become a preferred client, which is like a VIP client for a whole year. And normally it's £25 a year.
Oh, okay.
And this month it's £10, so you get 40% off the 30-day plan, and you get a free product of £100 on your first order and free shipping. Wow. That works out £230 for the whole month, which is like £7 a day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good.
And that includes the products, the coaching, the one-to-one coaching, all your meal plans, the recipe guides,
and all your support,
everything included. Yeah.
Amazing.
So some people are like, oh, it's a lot to pay out. If you, it's like works out just a £50 a week. Yeah. You think you can spend that on going out on a night out?
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Or you could,
and all the things you're not going to be eating, like buying bottles of wine.
I save loads of money when I do it. To be honest with you, I save loads of money because there's other ways that I can help people save money, so the price could differ in different ways as well. Get bigger discounts
there you give them the advice. Yeah,
exactly.
That's good.
Some people might just want to start off with probiotics. Baby steps. Some people, they're like, I just want to change. I might be having really bad gas or bloating. They might just want to address that. Or it's a lot. Some people want the result, but they're not willing to do the work right away. It's a big change. People don't do well with change, so this is where I can come in. I can just guide them and drip feed them, just love on them and drip feed them and help them feel safe in their choices.
It's good to psychologically prepare yourself too before, if you're going to do something like that. I always find if I'm going to do something like that, I'll get myself in the mindset, I'm going to do this, and then I start gearing up and preparing, and what I would usually do is start bringing myself off coffee so that it doesn't hit me like a train wreck in the first few days.
I think a lot of people who come to me, they've reached their limit. They're like, I need to do something because something needs to give. I can't continue my life like this. I need help. And I don't know where to start because it's a minefield. This is healthy, this isn't healthy. There's so much misinformation out there. People don't know where to start. And if there's certain diet plans out there that are very focused on weight loss. They're not focused on healthy living. They're not teaching people. You're counting calories and you're not counting chemicals that are going into your food. There's no education. There's no awareness. There's not that aftercare and that support. You might lose a bit of weight, but then you're going to rebound and put it back on because you're not eliminating those toxins. You haven't got that awareness. You're not changing your habits.
Totally.
You're not going to the cause. Why are we emotionally eating? These are things we address when we're on the plan as well. You need to reset the mind to actually have long-lasting effects. If not, you're just going around this rebound diet. So people are lost. They're like, well, I need help and I don't know where to go. So I think it's nice when people can reach out and they're like, okay, Lou, I need help.
I love it also because Lou is a healer as well. It's you do come at it from that two-pronged approach. You're coming at the prevention, but you also can come at it from that healing aspect and give people that support. It's really wonderful.
That wellness, mind, body, soul wellness. I get a bit of personal development in there, a bit of gratitude journaling with them. And
she's got all the tips. She's run retreats. This woman knows her stuff, and she's
about my toolbox.
Yeah, she's worked with the best of the best as well. So it's awesome. So, honey, how can people find you? Have you got a website or Facebook? Or
I have on Facebook. I think Lucia Diamond, but I think I'm Lucia Diamond 2 or something like that. We can put the links on.
I'll put links.
Instagram, I'm Lucia Ann.
Okay.
My website, that's just to go and see the products, but always contact me directly because I can always get you the best deals. Is luciadiamond.arbonne.com.
Okay.
But we can post them all in there, and
I'll flash them up on the screen.
I do. I kind of got a YouTube thing, but I haven't really done anything with it.
It's time. Yes.
Give me the kick up the bum I need. I want to do it because when I talk to people, I'm like,
you need to
shake people up a bit, and I want to go down the rabbit hole more with the talk about parabens, talk about what we're putting into our products, and especially with mums and babies and that kind of thing. Just because when I talk to people one-to-one, I'm like, God, I didn't know that. I didn't know this, and again, stuff goes into lipsticks.
We don't know.
We put it on our lips and we're eating it.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. It really, really
That's
is.
what you could call your YouTube channel.
Yeah, and we won't find this information unless we look for it. It's all there. You go online and Google it and it's there. But we're not going to get told this. because there's the beauty industry is so unregulated. Again, it's a huge
and as we
industry.
said before, it's about
Huge.
the news and the media is all about creating confusion, so people don't know what's best for them. 1 minute, 1 week, something's good for you. The next minute in the newspaper, it's bad for you, and all of those things.
Exactly.
So
and it's profit. So when you go into a department store, a high street shop to buy a product, like a toiletries product, a beauty product, it has to have a shelf life. So for them to have that in a shelf to make it profitable, they have to put a lot of preservatives in it, and some of those, that's what can be causing us damage, is these preservatives.
So you're paying more money to put more poison in your body, pretty much.
Yeah, and the money, the overheads are going to the big celebrity endorsements, they go into the overheads for the shop, the retail venue, to the manufacturer, all these things that are involved, and the quality of the products you're getting aren't safe.
That's the beautiful thing about the Arbonne products that I found, because I've used them before, and I know they're as good as like all those bigger brands, but probably better, because you're actually, I think, getting more of the purer, the pure ingredients without
it's
all
concentrated
the
ingredients.
more concentrated ingredients, but for like a third of the price, like nothing. It's amazing.
But it's also the ethics as well. I always say to people, like, whatever, just look at the products you've got in your home right now and go and research those companies. What are their ethics? Are they testing on animals? What chemicals are they putting in their products? These are things that really, support you. You vote with your money. The companies you support on a day-to-day basis, from every product you're buying day to day, you'll say, it's okay for you to do that, because you're going to keep spending them. If we pull back our money, these companies won't exist anymore.
Exactly.
That's where you have to hit these
and
companies.
then you're giving the money to companies that care about you and your well-being.
Exactly.
There's so many. There's an Aussie company called Jurlique in Australia. They're really good. There's so many of them. You just do your research. Tropic Skincare is another good one.
Well, there's one at the moment. So there's the B corporations. So there's a certification you can get now to be a B corporation, which basically means, have you heard about
my friend
this?
Elka DeWitt, who makes 34.4 skincare. Amazing.
Yeah. So these are kind of companies. A B corporations means that the company have to go through a procedure to make sure that they're not putting profits before people, that they've got good ethics, that they're looking after the planet, they're looking after their customers, they're looking after animals. It's a whole. They're sustainable basically, and they're very conscious of their decisions, and it's not easy to get it. They have to be very transparent about their profits and what they're going into their products, and and this B corporation is great, so you can actually have a look, see the companies that are there. Like Ben and Jerry's are part of it, so I can have guilt-free vegan Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So now when I go to a supermarket to buy my vegan ice cream, because I do have a sweet tooth, I will go and buy a brand that I know has got good ethics. I want to support you because you're good. That's what those little changes in our day-to-day life we can make to support companies who are doing these things and giving back, and support local business, like people who are making stuff, people like myself who are independent. It's the way the world's going, I think, supporting, getting away from that,
coming more back into community and supporting your local stuff,
empowering each other and supporting individuals, who are trying to do something and do something positive. Is the way the world's going.
It's
power to the people.
Power to the people. Amazing. From the inside out. I love it.
Exactly. It is both. You need to look at both sides. What you're putting in your body and on your body. It's really, really, really important.
And you can see how radiant this woman is looking. It's worked. I should have seen what she looked like before, man. No, I'm joking.
I actually I struggled like my whole. Not even as a teenager.
You've always looked amazing, but even your eyes now shine much like the whites of your eyes are more. Yeah.
I mean, I've suffered with adult acne severely my whole life. Really, I've got a lot of scarring, and I still have the odd breakouts, but my whole face was before was covered. It's something I've been really conscious about, that I've been working on through, and I understand my body now. I know what was causing it before and what causes it now, and like for me, certain foods, if I cheat and have those foods, I know I have a breakout. My skin is like, you've eaten wheat today, you've had some bread, you've had some alcohol, and a glass of wine.
You'll pay for that.
Yes, so I know. I pick my battles wisely. I understand my body now, and I understand what was causing it, and so I'm in tune with myself a lot more now. But I've got the Arbonne glow, we call it.
That's it, because you're in the know, right? You know.
I like that.
Yeah. You're in the know with the Arbonne glow. Oh my God, slogan.
There we go. I think I found my title.
Yeah, but if you're going to have a slogan, at least it's for a good company and a good cause, right?
But you see everyone who does Arbonne, you see they've got this glow. Everyone's like, you guys are glowing, because I think everyone's so positive. And personal development is a huge part of the business, which I've gained a lot of. And people have just got that kind of mind-body awareness, that support. Oh, you guys are so happy. We're just like, So yeah, it's changed my life, and I'm excited for the lives that I can change with it now as well. And yeah, obviously my passion is the nutrition, especially, is my passion.
Yeah, the passion shines through. I mean, I didn't know. I just thought they were a skincare brand. I didn't know that they did all the nutrition side behind it as well. So that's awesome to know, and it's so holistic. I love it. Yeah. So, honey, thank you so much for joining me today. You're so full of
lovely to be back with you again.
It's great to see. I haven't seen her in 2 years, so this is really
been a while.
good.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And for those of you watching, I'm going to share all the links to how you can get in touch with Lou below. And thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.